afternoon. Thanks for watching News 3 Now live at 4. Eric is filling in for Susan today as she continues to help out on the morning show.
That's right, filling in for Susan and filling in for Charlotte as well. Now, tomorrow's presidential primary election is in limbo right now. Governor Evers issuing that executive order to delay it now until June, and Amy Reed is live with what this all could mean. Amy?
A lot has happened with the spring election less than a day. This morning, without a single representative present, the Assembly adjourned a special session called by the governor that sought to postpone the election and move it to mail-in only. After the Assembly and Senate took no action, the governor stepped in and issued an executive order pushing in-person voting to June 9th. Previously, he said he did not have the authority to move the election, but he said the situation has gotten worse, and science and public health experts tell him it's not safe to hold the election as planned tomorrow.
So clearly, I believe that this falls under my ability to make sure that the security of the people of Wisconsin, which I do have obligations to maintain, is taken into account, and that's why I'm doing this today.
Republican legislative leaders not only disagree, the lawyers for the legislature have asked the state Supreme Court to block this. They say the governor is overstepping his authority and moving the election, which is dictated by state statute and under legislative control. The court is conservative leaning, but Evers said this is beyond ideological beliefs. He doesn't think he will lose the legal challenge. Now, as we wait to hear what the courts will do, clerks are being told to prepare for the election to go on tomorrow, and we'll keep you posted with the very latest on this developing story.
Amy Reed live at the state capitol. Thank you. Governor Evers says the rise in cases and deaths pushed him to make that decision. Our Amanda Quintana is here with the latest numbers. Amanda?
Just under 2,500 people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Wisconsin. 81 of them have died. Columbia County reported its first death today. 9 people have died in Dane County and 45 people have died in Milwaukee. In today's DHS press conference, leaders announced 2 counties reporting cases for the first time, Waushara and Kewaunee. They say 668 people have been hospitalized because of COVID-19. 44 more people than were hospitalized yesterday. Their data shows more than 25% of people who test positive need to be hospitalized.
When the numbers increase, it is easy to think of this pandemic in terms of graphs and the numbers on our web pages. But we need to remember that each number represents a person, a friend or family member, a neighbor or a coworker. When we each do our part to flatten the curve through physical distancing and staying safer at home, we are doing our part to keep ourselves and others healthy and safe.
There are currently 12 active labs running coronavirus tests in the state, bringing the daily lab capacity to 3,563 tests. Despite that increase, those with severe illnesses or a higher risk of negative outcomes are still being prioritized. POM says we're never going to be in a place where those without symptoms or everyone should get tested, but they are looking at opening it up to those with symptoms that aren't as severe or targeted groups, using a Sheboygan nursing home where there's an outbreak as an example.
All right, Amanda Quintana. Amanda, thank you. The doctors leading the nation's coronavirus response are warning this could be the worst week yet. More than 347,000 cases of coronavirus have been reported in the U.S. More than 9,600 people have now died. Elise Preston reports from New York City, the nation's pandemic epicenter.
The U.S. Navy ship Comfort could become a temporary hospital for coronavirus patients if New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has his way. The ship is currently in New York Harbor. The governor is asking President Trump to change its designation.
We don't need the Comfort for non-COVID cases. We need it for COVID.
The governor announced schools and businesses in New York State will remain closed until April 29th. Inside this Brooklyn hospital, 80% of the patients here are being treated for COVID-19, some requiring intubation the second they arrive. Doctors say this man in his early 50s had no underlying conditions and is requiring 100% of oxygen to keep his lungs inflated.
Old people, young people, people are dying from this. It is lethal.
The hospital staff is not immune and in some cases not fully protected. We saw nurses wearing trash bags to protect their scrubs, use sanitizing wipes to clean themselves as they work, and a doctor wearing ski goggles.
New York's governor says the state may be close to reaching its apex or may have already reached a plateau, but it is just the beginning for other states.
Louisiana is expected to open a 1,000-bed makeshift hospital inside the New Orleans Convention Center, a day after the state experienced its largest single-day uptick in deaths. And in Largo, Maryland, the community is mourning 27-year-old Leilani Jordan, a grocery store employee. Her mother took these photos of her daughter's hospital room before she passed away.
When they got her, she had 104 fever. And they put her in isolation, and she called me. She says, "Mommy, I can barely breathe."
Jordan's mother says instead of leaving work when the outbreak began, she only wanted to help people more. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
And New York State is increasing its maximum fine for violating social distancing guidelines from $500 to $1,000.
A troubling newly released report from the Inspector General of the Department of Health and Human Services found that hospitals dealing with the onslaught of COVID-19 patients are experiencing shortages of testing supplies, personal protective equipment, and other critical items such as IV poles, toilet paper, and linens, difficulties maintaining adequate staffing and hospital capacity, anticipated shortages of ventilators, and problems complying with inconsistent guidance from federal, state, and local officials. President Trump also says FEMA has delivered 1,700 ventilators to several states in need, but Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is urging the president to fully invoke the Defense Production Act and appoint a senior military officer as a czar to oversee the production and distribution of critical supplies.
That massive amount of material that we're getting in is being delivered all over the country.
This is the best way. The military knows how to do these things. They know how to get thousands and thousands of materials to the right place at the right time.
Monday, the Federal Reserve announced it would purchase the small business loans under the Paycheck Protection Program, which will free up more cash for banks to continue lending. In a tweet, President Trump said he held a call with pharmaceutical and biotech company CEOs to discuss developments in therapeutics to fight coronavirus.
On Wall Street, stocks had their best session in 9 days as COVID-19 may be plateauing, at least in some areas. The Dow Industrials added 1,627 points, up almost 8%. Ended the day at 22,679. NASDAQ up 540 points. The S&P gained 175.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is now in the ICU receiving care for COVID-19. Britain is bracing for soaring death tolls this week, but Italy and Spain are seeing their numbers begin to fall. In coronavirus-ravaged Italy, it is hard to see hope with scenes like these. But the country did record its lowest daily death toll in 2 weeks. Pope Francis offered encouragement during his Palm Sunday service, telling followers, in the tragedy of a pandemic, have courage and open your hearts to love. The demand for coffins has risen dramatically in Spain, even though the number of deaths there has fallen for a fourth consecutive day. And in a rare TV appearance to the nation, Queen Elizabeth urged resolve while evoking Britain's wartime spirit.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
The question everybody wants to know is when. Some European leaders are starting to consider lifting national lockdowns while encouraging the public to remain cautious.
In TV interviews over the weekend, Defense Secretary Mark Esper explained the decision behind firing Captain Brett Crozier. Crozier wrote the now famous letter complaining the Navy was not acting quickly enough to get his crew off the USS Theodore Roosevelt and into isolation after dozens of sailors had contracted coronavirus.
Over half of the ship has been tested. Only 155 sailors have come up positive. Those are all mild and moderate. There have been no hospitalizations whatsoever. So the crew is being taken care of out there. With regard to the relief of Captain Crozier, I think Acting Secretary Modly made a very tough decision, a decision that I support. It was based on his view that he had lost faith and confidence in the captain based on his actions.
And President Trump, during a briefing Saturday, said Crozier's firing was connected to the letter which was leaked to the press. The captain seems to have the backing of his crew, which chanted his name as he left the ship late last week.
Cruise ship passengers and crew arriving in the U.S. are now restricted from boarding domestic commercial flights. The Trump administration says the restrictions will apply even to people not showing symptoms. A tiger at the Bronx Zoo in New York City has tested positive positive for COVID-19. The 4-year-old female was one of several large cats at the zoo that had developed a dry cough. All are expected to recover. Allstate announced it's giving back $600 million to its auto insurance customers during the pandemic, since fewer drivers on the road mean fewer accidents. Customers will receive a credit for 15% of their monthly premiums in April and May.
All right, kind of a warm start to the week, but that's going to change later in the week. Meteorologist Dana Fulton on the weather patio. Dana?
Mild temperatures for this afternoon and especially for tomorrow. But right now we're looking at cloudy skies and the potential for some light rain to develop later on. Here's a live look with our Edgewater Sky Cam of downtown. We're at about 53 in Madison, so we've been falling since noon. Noon we were a little closer to 60. Temperature-wise, we are going to really stay in the low 50s overnight with this cloudy sky and those shower chances really developing over the next few hours and staying with us overnight. Overnight we'll have some rain and a few isolated thunderstorms. It's going to stay mild and patchy fog will be possible for early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow plan on temperatures in the low 70s for the first time this season, and then it will be cooler by the end of the week. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, we'll see you then. Thank you. There's more at 4. Are you running out of things to watch on television? Well, there's a lot out there if you know where to look. Our film critic Will Loper has some movie and TV streaming suggestions when Live at 4 continues.
Nice shot.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
My psoriatic arthritis pain, I had enough. It's not getting in my way.
Joint pain, swelling, tenderness, much better.
My psoriasis, clearer. Cosentyx works on all of this.
4 years and counting.
So watch out.
I got this.
Watch me.
Real people with active psoriatic arthritis are feeling real relief with Cosentyx. Cosentyx is a different kind of targeted biologic. It treats the multiple symptoms of psoriatic arthritis to help you look and feel better. It even helps stop further joint damage. Don't use it if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
I just look and feel better.
I got real relief with Cosentyx.
Watch me.
Feel real relief. Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
During this time of social distancing, for the health and well-being of our customers, Rogan Shoes would like to remind you that our website is still open for business. Check out RoganShoes.com today to see the best selection and best brands with great savings. Plus, shipping is free. You can also call Rogan's to order the next pair of your favorite shoes at 1-800-976-4267. Staying apart is the best way to overcome the current situation. Rogan's wants to help you by providing the best solution possible for you to keep living your lives. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's Shoes.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now, with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
If you don't have U.S. Cellular 5G, you could have inside phobia, the fear of losing your signal inside.
Hello?
But don't worry, U.S. Cellular has your back with our 5G network now in Wisconsin and the Samsung Galaxy S20 5G, free when you switch. Connect from outside to inside without interruption. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S20 5G on U.S. Cellular 5G. Choose fair.
With the coronavirus pandemic wreaking havoc on Hollywood, many studios are having to change the way they do business.
As movie theaters across the U.S. shut their doors, studios in Hollywood were left scrambling to make a new plan. The solution for many? Bypass the box office and head straight for the small screen. Take, for instance, Trolls World Tour. The animated musical, originally slated for a theatrical release on April 10th, will now instead get a digital release on that same date. And other movies that were in theaters as the pandemic took off are now getting early digital digital debuts. Variety Magazine's Matt Donnelly says movie studios are having to rethink how to reach audiences and make money, which could have a lasting effect. He thinks home releases could become the new normal for many mid-budget movies.
So if you're looking at a film that costs anywhere between $30 and $100 million, that might not be about superheroes or cars that fly off of the Eiffel Tower, you can probably see those a lot more of those going straight to streaming platforms.
But not every movie is getting the streaming treatment. Many studios are taking their big titles out of the mix entirely, choosing instead to shuffle their release schedules. Some of those, like Marvel's Black Widow, have been postponed by a matter of months, while others, like the latest Fast and Furious, have been pushed to next year. And speaking of streaming, there's plenty of new options to check out.
Will Loper has some recommendations.
Hey, Mark and Eric, for viewing options today, I've got a hilarious baking competition, a couple new sci-fi series, and in case you're in a streaming drought, HBO is here to save the day. Right now, HBO is making 9 of its series free to stream, including Barry, The Sopranos, 6 Feet Under, and Veep.
White House doesn't want us mentioning oil or cornstarch or plastics.
Okay, what's left here? I've got hello, and I have prepositions.
Please welcome Vice President Selena Meyer.
There's also 20 movies to choose from, including Isn't It Romantic and Happy Feet 2.
Baby penguins, cute but ruthless.
You'll need to download either the HBO Go or HBO Now app or watch on HBO's website.
Delicious.
And of course, there's plenty of new content released on streaming services. Netflix has the 4th season of Money Heist, a Spanish-language series about mastermind criminals robbing the Bank of Spain. Also new is the 4th season of Nailed It.
Babe! Careful! That's where the salt is.
What is happening?
Nicole Byer hosts the baking competition show where every episode brings on 3 amateur bakers to pull off difficult creations to hilarious effect.
It is Armageddon.
And it keeps falling off.
If you're just looking for something light and comedic, this show will more than fit the bill, providing plenty of laughs, seeing what monstrosity each baker creates.
Let's see what you did, Larry. Nailed it. Oh, boy.
New on Hulu is the 3rd and final season of Future Man.
Why do we come here?
Time travel.
Future Man is about a janitor who has to travel through time to save the planet from aliens.
As long as they are loose, I'm going to be the one to bring them in.
We need to figure out where and when we are.
Each season has received very positive reviews, so it's definitely worth checking out if you have Hulu.
I just want to go home.
Our savior back from the dead. This is bad.
Speaking of sci-fi, Amazon Prime has a new series called Tales from the Loop. Each episode explores a different sci-fi concept. It's kind of a low-key, softer, and more laid-back version of Black Mirror.
See, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Now, if committing to 30 minutes to an hour of content just seems too long, there's a new streaming service that aims to provide shorter entertainment. Quibi, which stands for Quick Bites, launches today with over 50 shows to choose from, all with episodes 10 minutes or less. These short shows include a new version of Punk'd with Chance the Rapper.
Gorilla, get out now!
Just open the door.
Flipped with Kristen Olsen and Will Forte as house flippers mixed up with the cartel, and Chrissy's Court, involving Chrissy Teigen doing her best Judge Judy.
All rise to the honorable Judge Chrissy Teigen.
Quibi currently has an offer to get the first 90 days free, so there's no harm checking it out if you need some new stuff to watch.
Everybody look.
For Live at 4, this is Will Loper, sending it back to you, Mark and Eric.
Lots to watch.
Yeah, we're all talking about what our next show to binge watch is.
Spend the weekend
That's what you got to figure out to do
watching
next.
TV and walking the dogs.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah. All right, still to come at 4. Statistics show African Americans are dying from the coronavirus at a higher rate than the general population.
We'll find out why doctors think it's happening. That's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
We are the Thrivers. Women with metastatic breast cancer, standing in the struggle, hustling through the hurt, asking for science, not sorries. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant or a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor. Kisqali is the only treatment in its class with proven overall survival results in 2 clinical trials, helping women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali was also significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious liver problems and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. It's our time to continue to shine because we are the Thrivers. Ask your doctor about Kisqali, the only treatment in its class proven to help women live longer in 2 clinical trials.
Go vote for Justice Daniel Kelly.
Who is Dan Kelly? On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly rejected stronger anti-corruption rules and then ruled repeatedly in favor of his own wealthy campaign donors. There's a better choice. Jill Karofsky is a trial court judge, a former prosecutor, a victim advocate, and a mother of 2.
On the Supreme Court, I'll make decisions based on the law and its impact on real people, not corporate donors.
Tough, fair, independent. Jill Karofsky for Supreme Court.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Well, take a look at this. Ben Tardif throws his...
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial...
down the rail, knocking over a bunch of his tools, like a row of dominoes. Eventually, Ben's Rube Goldberg machine opens the door so he can walk outside without touching the doorknob.
Oh, the Rube Goldberg machines we're making during this.
I think that a lot of people got a lot of time on their hands.
How can I do this and make this so difficult?
And get on television.
This is good stuff.
Pretty cool.
I like it.
Something Dana would do, I think.
I could try.
You could try?
Honest
That's a weather person's scientific dream right there.
Put Gary and I together, we could figure something out. Maybe we push the clicker and
something happens. And
we'll make something happen.
Hey, beautiful Sunday and nice start to the week and even warmer tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so this weekend, of course, we turned out really great. Now we have some shower chances building in, and it seems like tomorrow might be our first day that we climb above 70 for the season. Cloudy outside right now. We'll take a closer look at those rain chances in just a few minutes.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
Governor Evers finally did what he had to do. He postponed Wisconsin's statewide primary election for 2 months, suspending in-person voting Tuesday that would have endangered citizens, poll workers, National Guards people, and communities. But not before Republicans in control of the legislature once again made Wisconsin a national embarrassment. News stories and analysis, including an editorial in Monday's New York Times and on the front page of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, ridiculed Wisconsin's legislature for its reckless refusal to postpone the election. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald and Assembly Speaker Robin Vos have for years caused damage to Wisconsin's image and the lives of its citizens with their obsessive quest for power and campaign money. Their willingness to risk the lives of voters to increase the chance of a conservative Supreme Court victory and to please the big money folks pulling the strings of Fitzgerald's congressional campaign is repugnant. Vos and Fitzgerald do not care about Wisconsin, and they don't care about the health and future of its citizens. We believe those, too, are shared concerns for all of us.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like James lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Oh.
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh.
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh. Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Everyone is trying to do their part, especially now. And your Ford dealer is built to lend a hand. If your vehicle needs service, just call. Ford service centers are essential to your community and are still open. Find out about pickup and delivery options from participating Ford dealers. Plus, they've implemented enhanced cleaning measures for added peace of mind. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us do our part and help take care of you.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, today actually started off with a little bit of sunshine this morning, not too bad, and then the cloud coverage really building in this afternoon. We're close to 60 around noon, and now temps dropping back to the low 50s, and we are going to see some shower and thunderstorm chances developing tonight. Tomorrow is going to be very mild with high temperatures in the low 70s, and for the end of the week, it is going to be a little cooler outside. Will fall below average with sunshine returning for Thursday and Friday. The rain chances just to start off the week. Right now, we're mostly cloudy. You can see this chance for some scattered showers passing through over the next few hours, and then a better opportunity overnight for a little more rain. Could hear a few rumbles of thunder overnight, though not expecting any large event to pass through. And we really don't have severe weather potential with this system bringing our rain chances in. For early Tuesday morning, we're mostly cloudy. Rain chances in the morning, and then by the afternoon and evening, the clouds clear out, and we will get a little bit of sunshine later on in the day. And then heading into Wednesday, we are expecting that sunny trend to continue on. We'll get some sun in the morning and then the clouds and the rain building in later in the day. So another broken day with sun early on and then shower chances later. So this is about 4 or 5 o'clock with that band passing through and moves through fairly quickly. Severe potential for tomorrow, non-existent for us. We're going to keep all the stronger storms down to the south in central Illinois and central Indiana. Our precipitation totals through tonight, through Tuesday, and through Wednesday. This is looking ahead to Wednesday evening. We'll stay under 1/4 of an inch. We're really not going to pick up much rain with these events passing through. And again, thankfully, we're not looking at any strong thunderstorms either. Just some April showers to pass through for the next few days. Looking ahead at our 6 to 10 day outlook, that puts us at April 12th through the 16th for our precipitation trend. No real likely lean either way for us in southern Wisconsin. It doesn't seem likely that we'll see a big increase above average nor a big drought for us. So we'll likely just see things stay pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. And again, that lines right up with just seeing some light April showers pass through every once in a while. Overnight temperatures are going to hold pretty steady to where we're at right now in the low 50s currently, only dropping to about 50 degrees for our overnight lows with some patchy fog possible early tomorrow morning. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the low 70s. That's actually going to happen about mid-morning, and then temperatures will be dropping into the 60s during the afternoon. So a very mild day expected with some thunderstorm chances early, and then we'll see a little bit of clearing later on in the day. For Wednesday, we will have the chance for those showers passing through in the afternoon. Thursday and Friday, that's when we will get the sunshine back, and high temperatures will be in the 40s, the mid to upper 40s for both days. Looking ahead to this weekend, we will see high temperatures in the low 50s on Saturday with a chance for showers, a chance for rain also on Sunday. And then the following week will likely fall below average with afternoon highs staying in the 40s and a few light rain chances developing by the middle of the week.
That is kind of below average. I really don't. I was thinking you hit 71. It always gives you that tease of spring.
It's the middle of April almost, I guess.
I know, but they give you that. They always do. Yeah. Mother Nature gives you that 71. Yep. And it pulls the rug out from
break the shorts off for one day.
Yep.
Well, we don't have any official statistics that show the coronavirus toll by demographics, but in some communities, the pandemic appears to be disproportionately affecting people of color.
African Americans have higher rates of the underlying health issues that can lead to death by coronavirus. Because of that, one local health commissioner who calls racism a public health issue is taking the lead by collecting data she says could save lives. Jerica Duncan reports from New York.
We're in the middle of the storm right now. We need as much data as possible. Right now, we're flying blind.
Milwaukee Health Commissioner Jeanette Kowalik is overseeing roughly 1 million residents in Milwaukee County.
Of the 40 people who have died so far because of the coronavirus in your county, what percentage of those people are Black?
Right now, it's still about 80%.
African Americans make up 26% of the population?
Correct.
Right now, the CDC is not collecting data on the race of those who've tested positive or died from coronavirus.
It's important to actually document the race of the people who are infected and dying.
Everyone will be affected by this, but there are some communities and populations that are going to be affected even more significantly.
Dr. Uche Blackstock is founder and CEO of Advancing Health Equity in New York City.
The reason why we need to really discuss this issue and to collect the racial and ethnic demographic data on who is tested, who has the disease, and on who's dying from it is so that we can properly allocate healthcare resources equitably to the communities that need it.
Dr. Blackstock also works part-time at urgent care facilities in Brooklyn.
Can you describe the makeup of the people in your waiting room right now?
We're noticing more Black and brown and immigrant patients that are seeking care. And a lot of these patients are essential workers. A lot of them are service workers.
She says testing is still not readily available.
How many COVID-19 tests are you all able to give each day?
We are instructed that we probably should not test more than 1 in 10 patients.
So 10%, exactly. No more than 10% of the people that come through there every day.
Our criteria is really, we're focusing on the highest risk patients.
CBS News contributor Ibram X. Kendi is also director of the Anti-Racist Policy Center at American University.
If we don't have an awareness right now of racial disparities, we can't right now figure out what's causing those racial disparities. What policies or even lack thereof, and we can't change it right now in the moment when people are dying and being infected.
And according to a new report by WBEZ Public Radio in Chicago, an analysis of county data showed that 70% of the people who died from coronavirus in Chicago are Black. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
And there's more to come at 4. Coming up, Dr. Zorba Pastor will talk with us about the latest coronavirus headlines.
And tonight at 5, how local jails and prisons are dealing with the pandemic.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Do Judge Jill Karofsky's weak sentences risk our safety? After a serial abuser and child predator shot a woman, Karofsky went easy on him, letting the monster off with only 8 years. When a violent criminal with a handgun and bags of drugs viciously assaulted a female police officer, Karofsky went easy again with a slap on the wrist, giving 2 years probation instead of prison. See the pattern? Tell Judge Karofsky no more weak sentences.
For over 80 years, Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. And now is no different. We're offering payment options for current owners. And our service departments are here to help. And for future owners, we're offering no payments for 90 days on 14 models. This is help when you need it.
Kelly. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly rejected stronger anti-corruption rules and then ruled repeatedly in favor of his own wealthy campaign donors. There's a better choice. Jill Karofsky is a trial court judge, a former prosecutor, a victim advocate, and a mother of 2.
On the Supreme Court, I'll make decisions based on the law and its impact on real people, not corporate donors.
Tough, fair, independent. Jill Karofsky for Supreme Court.
Tonight at 5, after a pair of failed attempts in the legislature, Governor Evers takes executive action, postponing tomorrow's primary election. His message to the state and the Republican response at 5.
We'll see scattered showers tonight and perhaps a thunderstorm. Tomorrow will be mild with only small chances for rain. Windy and colder weather arrives by Thursday. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, a Madison couple is doing something good during the coronavirus pandemic. We'll show you the free pantry they've set up to help those in need. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Here's a live look downtown Madison. The clouds have moved in. Some rain possibly on the way later on.
We are constantly hearing an awful lot of new information about COVID-19 and what it could mean for us and our families as well.
We're once again checking in with our Dr. Zorba Pastor to explain some of the latest news. And we're going to take your questions later on. We'll let you know when to call in. Hello, Zorba. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So what's the latest? What do we know about the spread of the virus in Wisconsin?
Well, I think the first thing to realize is the curve is going up. I think our social distancing, in fact, I know our social distancing has really made a difference. The biggest change is, according to the CDC, we should wear masks when we're going outside, if we're shopping at the grocery store or going outside at all. And the CDC is really doing this for a couple of reasons. First of all, the issue is that if you have COVID and you are asymptomatic, it'll keep you from spreading COVID. That really is the #1 reason why the CDC changed its mind. And whether or not you'll receive COVID, one of the issues is when you wear a mask, you're less likely to touch your eyes, touch your nose, touch your face, because you've got the mask on there. And I think it really trains you not to touch those areas, because that's really where you spread COVID. Again, COVID is spread by droplets. It's usually spread by your fingers and your hands. And once again, there's some good news. Now, there is good news in New York. It looks like the plateau is beginning to flatten. We really will not know for a few days. And frankly, we're not going to know in Wisconsin probably for another 2 weeks exactly how serious this pandemic is in our state.
Well, we hear about the N95 masks being, we want to save those for our healthcare workers. What about just what people can use for a mask? The order last week in the CDC was that it's okay to go ahead and wear that, or it's recommended, right?
Absolutely. And cloth masks are really just very, very good. In fact, I had a cousin of mine in California who showed me how she made some very easily. Go to the net, Google cloth masks. If you're handy at all, you can make one at home. Or actually just going and getting an old-fashioned bandana like you might have worn when you were a child and sort of becoming a cowboy. One of those red bandanas that go across here on your mouth. Once again, will decrease the secretions that will come out of your face, out of your mouth, and out of your nose. Cloth, in this case, is just as good. The N95s are really to be reserved for people who really need them.
And if you don't have it and putting the mask on, that's not going to prevent you from getting it, right?
Right, exactly. The mask is really a precaution, once again, to keep things from spreading and to remind you about your hands. The other thing is, make sure you have hand sanitizer with you. I just learned from a friend of mine, it's very easy to make your own. You get Everclear, which is 100% grain alcohol, which, believe it or not, is still available in Wisconsin liquor stores, and mix that with equal parts of cheap vodka, and that will actually get you up to the 70%, which is what the FDA recommends for a hand sanitizer. Keep it with you at all times. Keep on doing it with your hands, and once again, that's the key issue in keeping the spread in check for you.
You're not going to get drunk from that. Your skin doesn't absorb the alcohol.
Dr. Zorba's liquor cabinet is empty at his house, but his hands are really clean.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're gonna take your questions for Dr. Zorba. Pass the number to call, 270-9933. 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this. Stay tuned.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
Take a break from cooking at home and order takeout from your local Monk's Bar and Grill. Monk's is offering curbside pickup takeout service for your safety and convenience during these difficult times. Visit monksbarandgrill.com for takeout menus and online ordering.
It's dinner time in America, and the breadwinner arrives home from a long day at work. Now the family can sit down at the table, where everyone knows to be mindful of their manners.
Dinner time has changed. Our quality hasn't. Reynolds Wrap, foil made in the USA since 1947.
Toyota's family stretches to every corner of this country. So you can trust us to be here for you as we remain committed to supporting our community. Because the Toyota family is stronger together. This is our pledge. We are here for you now and in all the better days ahead. Get a 90-day deferred first payment on every new Toyota. Contact your dealer for more information. Toyota.
Fight.
Boise, Idaho is offering his neighbors a chance to sip some wine and take a break from their worries. John Wooster says each glass he offers to folks walking by is sanitized and clean. After all, the point is to spread cheer, not the coronavirus. And while COVID-19 is nothing to raise a glass about, an act of kindness, well, that might deserve a toast.
There have been a lot of neighborly efforts like this going around.
I like this one.
Some good things coming out of this, too.
All right, we're taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Pastor at 270-9933. We'll start with Eric from Madison. Hi, Eric. Eric, you there?
Recipe for bumping your alcohol up to 70%, rubbing alcohol.
Well, I think what he asked was, what's the recipe? I think he said for bumping your percentage up to 70%. First of all, does it have to be 70% alcohol to be effective?
The CDC recommends 70%. That's exactly it. So it's 1 part Everclear, which is 100% grain alcohol, and 1 part vodka, which I think is 40%. Whatever it is, turns out equal parts of Everclear, equal parts of vodka will equal that, and it'll do what the CDC recommends. Again, if you're inside the house, wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds, just as good, and it's a matter of simply doing it wherever you can, whenever you can.
All right, sounds good. Let's go to Sue from Dodgeville. Hi, Sue.
Hi. My daughter is 8 months pregnant.
Congratulations. That's reason for celebration.
It is. We're excited. How do we proceed for her as well as the baby when it's born?
Good question. Zorba?
Well, a very good question. First of all, you talk to your doctor. The reality is women are having babies all the way through the COVID crisis. They're very careful. They do whatever testing is appropriate within the hospital and whatever testing is appropriate afterward with the infant and the baby. Luckily, it appears that pregnant women are not especially at all vulnerable to the COVID virus. In fact, I don't know if there have been any actual documented deaths of pregnant women. There may be 1 or 2, but it's not a major issue. The real issue is the hospital has safety procedures which they will give to you at the time that she goes in. Keeping a really close touch with the doctor, with the nurse practitioner, very important, because the prenatal care really has to continue on while she's ready to deliver that baby, because you want it to be a healthy baby.
It always seems like the mom's body kind of amps it up to protect it, to protect when they're pregnant. All right, let's go to Bob from Darlington. Bob?
Yeah, I wanted to know, you talked about using hand sanitizer in the grocery store. What about if you wear vinyl gloves or surgical gloves?
Well, the surgical gloves are good to use because they'll decrease the virus and any bacteria that you have on your hand. But once again, it's still also very good when you get out of that grocery store to take the hand sanitizer and put it on your gloves. I put my gloves on before I go grocery shopping. I'm very careful at the time I go in. I'll now be wearing a mask. I put hand sanitizer on those gloves before and after. The issue is the gloves are better because the virus doesn't have a chance to get into the little creases in your finger. But you still may have virus on your hands and your gloves when you walk out, so use hand sanitizer when you get out of the grocery store the gloves.
All right, let's go to Missy from Madison. Hi, Missy, what's your question?
Well, I just back yesterday from Florida, drove back, not flown, and I've had allergies down there for 2 or 3 months, and they were really bad. Now I come back here, and I'm coughing still because of the allergies here are not that great either.
Right.
And, I can't go into a store without coughing or whatever, and I'm getting kind of tired of the coughing. And I don't know whether I should go get tested for corona or if I should just take some different allergy medicine.
This is a great point, Zorba. We're kind of heading towards this allergy time of year, right? You're going to have some people dealing with both, wondering if they're dealing with which one.
You bet. You bet. You bet. That's where a phone call to your doctor actually does make a difference. The hallmarks of corona, besides, if you're actually going to get it, the hallmark is usually a fever greater than 100.5, muscle aches that you also get, and a dry cough. But remember, corona can also be asymptomatic, have no symptoms at all, or can have minimal symptoms. This is where a call to your doctor makes a difference, because you want a one-on-one discussion with your healthcare provider. Because your question is, hey, you've been traveling from Florida, do you have corona, or is this just your allergies? It's a good time to find out on a one-to-one, and a perfect example.
That's a great question. Let's go to Gary in Partyville. Gary?
Yes, I have some 15-year-old N95 masks. Is it all right to wear them?
What about the age of the masks?
I mean, do they want us wearing them?
You bet. I am sure they'll be actually good, absolutely good. Now, if you were actually in a problematic situation where you're in a hospital and you need a real N95 to work perfectly, you wouldn't depend on it because you would assume that the pores may be a little bit off. But that N95 is going to be at least as good and probably not better than any cloth mask that you put on your face.
All right.
For
Great
you,
question, Gary.
a non-healthcare provider. Not for me, a healthcare provider.
Right. So not bad for around the house. I think we got time for one more.
Yeah, Gene in Mount Horeb, what's your question?
You bet.
Yes, hi. My question is for the mask wearing. I've heard a couple different things. I like the clarification. I know you're supposed to wear, like, if you go out into the stores and amongst people like that. But I also heard that you should probably wear it if you just go outdoors, like walking on your sidewalks in town where, you meet people and things, or even if the homes are close together. And the people are in the yards and you're on your deck. What should we do? When should we wear?
Good question.
Sure. First of all, you're not going to get COVID in the air unless somebody else is near you. The 6-foot recommendation is to really keep you from getting the droplets when you're outside. So when you're outside, and people have asked this all the time, can I just get it because it's floating in the air? And the answer is no, unless you're close to somebody who may sneeze or cough or be around you. So that's why the 6 feet is really important. So somebody in the next yard is not going to give you COVID. But if you're walking your dog and you're walking next to somebody who may be less than 6 feet, then the answer is yes, you should wear the mask.
Keep
it's
your
that
distance.
Closeness that really is what's spreading the COVID, and the mask is important.
All right, great questions.
Yeah,
Zorba, thank you so much. Good talking to you.
Thank you, Zorba. Thank you for calling in. We'll have a final check of your forecast right after this.
Prepping your pantries and bathrooms? I would also urge you to consider natural ways to support your immune system to keep the viruses away. Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness. For weeks now, we have been building inventory in the most important product categories like immune and lungs. With demand surging beyond anyone's expectation, we can't guarantee that every item will stay in stock. Our commitment is to keep the essentials available. Stop by one of our 4 Madison locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Sunroom savings season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Everything from decks and pergolas to screen rooms, porch conversions, patio rooms, sunrooms, and our new life room with retractable screens are on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView. Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on Steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust. Steinhoffels.com.
Please join Madison Magazine, News 3 Now, and Channel 3000 in supporting local businesses. Options and hours of operation, go to MadisonMagazine.com. Thank you for supporting local businesses.
Southern Wisconsin is our community.
Our home.
Our home.
Our home. And in this time of uncertainty,
we need to stand together
while staying apart.
While staying apart.
News 3 Now is your coronavirus headquarters.
Separating fact from fiction.
And giving you up-to-the-minute details online.
And information to keep our communities, our businesses, and our families healthy.
We're in this together.
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 We're all in this together, and we will get through this together.
Mostly cloudy skies right now. Maybe some light drizzle, but no rain on the radar yet. Temperatures are still in the mid-50s. Now, we are looking at the chance for some showers and thunderstorms overnight. No severe potential, but a few rumbles of thunder possible. Very mild for tomorrow with high temperatures in the low 70s. And for the end of the week, it is going to be just a little cooler outside. And we'll get the sunshine back also for Thursday and for Friday. Keep the umbrella on hand for tomorrow morning, though, as those shower chances might linger into early on for Tuesday.
All right, Anna, thank you. Tomorrow on Live at 4, Consumer Report shows us how to disinfect reusable bags.
And Farm Director Pam Jahnke joins us to talk about the devastating impact the virus is having on our dairy farmers.